Hi, Xander. So this is what I read your script, and this is what I will be sharing with you. So give me a second. I'm just going to pull it up. Doo, doo, doo. No, here. Yeah, here we go. All right, here we go. So I read your speech, and I think it's a beautiful speech about the power of being authentic, being true to yourself. So after I read your speech, this is what I will be saying. Uh, so I really like your introduction. You have a rhetorical question, kind of asking a question and asking the audience to start thinking about this whole idea about how many times or how are we really true to ourselves. I think that's an existential question, absolutely an important question for us to ask ourselves this question at every crucial point in our life. Are we being true to ourselves? So I think you do. The topic is interesting. It is not only interesting, it is pertinent, it is relevant, and it is impactful, because what you're doing is you're asking people to think about how true they are to themselves. And if they are not true, then they're living a lie, and they are not going to be able to create an impact in a most genuine, in a most wholesome way. Okay, so that's one of the things. So I do see that the topic is good. You have you have a lot of rhetorical questions that you've used. I can see that. And you have, like, disguise as disgust that you mentioned. Growing up, you would like to you talk about yourself. So you have to build, how do you connect with people you don't know? How you have to build connections, or make you have to build these connections or make them. There were some teammates of mine who were into basketball, and so had to start watching basketball now that I had something to that I could connect to them with. So you did talk about your experience and how you try to connect with your group of friends. However, you said that while you were trying to build a connection, you were also changing. You didn't like the way you were changing, right? You were trying to fit into their lives. And this is something that you weren't very comfortable with. I see that. I see that in your whole manuscript. I do see that, the fact that you were struggling with that, and you do talk about this. So one of the things that you could develop this further, as I said, that you already have a great, the topic it's just absolutely wonderful topic. You also talk about what you try to do in life, and you have this group of friends and you wanted to connect with them, so you started watching the game. However, you felt that you were losing your authenticity. I think, Xander, you talk about a very important point, is that when we try to seek connection by understanding the lived world of the person. For example, these are your friends who've been playing basketball and you would like to connect with them. So you were trying to see what is it that they like, how does this game played, what are the things that kind of makes them happy with this game. So you were trying to connect with them. Now, this is what I feel, is that you don't lose your authenticity through this. But what you're doing is you're extending your hand, you're extending yourself to kind of to build a connection with them. It doesn't mean that you lose yourself. It doesn't mean that you forget about, or you completely take, if let's say you love some other game. Okay, it doesn't, your connection with them and you're learning about basketball doesn't make any assumption that you will lose your connection with what you love, right? So if you're thinking about losing connection, you may want to think more about that. What I would, since you asked me that how do I develop this, can you, in the body of your speech, can you provide me an example, okay? Because I would love to what you just mentioned with the basketball example that you gave. Can you use that as a story? Okay, can you develop that further? That's going to be a hook. Let's say you felt that if they were trying to, let's say this group of friends, they had no interest about what you like. Okay, they were only concerned about whether you like their game or not. Did that happen? Or why did you feel? I would like to hear a little bit of a story there. Why did you feel that you were losing your authenticity? Okay, what did you have to lose in order to gain them? I want you to develop this. If you have a few friends, you don't have to give them, you can make fictional names. If you have a few key people who kind of made you feel that that somehow you were losing your authentic self, Xander was losing himself through this connection. If you want to use this basketball example and develop the story further as the main story of your conflict, like that will come in the body of your speech, I would love to know, develop this further. If you think that this is maybe a little petite, small little narrative that you shared, but you have a bigger story to talk about the time where you felt, I can tell you, give me a second here, a few things. There are a few ways to explore. I did a little bit of research. I was so interested in your topic that I said, okay, let me do some research and see how this could be developed further. So you could, tell me, like, there are some examples of some stories that you can think about. Is, let's say you've had some true thoughts about someone, okay, or about a person or a friendship or a connection. You've had some true thoughts and you kind of concealed it. You didn't share it with anyone. You didn't share it with that person because you wanted to have wanted that person to be your friend, or be your partner. Or if you have ever shared your true feelings about someone, that's being inauthentic, right? And it's not, sometimes we don't. We make a choice in life. Is it really important for me to kind of really share my true feelings about this person? And the way I look at it is, in my own life, when I think about if I can't really express my true feeling towards a person, I feel whether my revelation about how I feel about that person, first of all, is it necessary? Second, is that going to help the other person? And if it does help the other person, I usually will share it. Okay, so in order to empower. But if it is just to criticize and to make that other person feel bad about themselves, then I would probably kind of redirect it in a different way. So these are things that you may want to, if there has been incidents where you felt that you had some insecurities or you had some inner desires and you kind of had to let go of this because because that won't make you fit in our larger society. You had some passion, you always wanted to do something, but with a passion like this, you wouldn't probably get that big job that you were, or the 5-figure salary that you were thinking about. If you had some true feelings about someone and you didn't want to hurt that person, and that's also disguise. So and that actually wasn't helpful for the other person, because the other person had to, if you did reveal your true feeling, then it would have helped that other person. So have you had any incidents where you have not shown your true thoughts, where you've not shown your true feelings, where you've not shown your insecurities, where you've not shown your real passion, where you've been embarrassed and you've never been able to embarrassed about something about you, and you feel that brought shame, and you never express that? So, and because all of us go through this in our daily lives, if you've had such incident and you want to make a story, kind of, I'm sure you have some examples, and you kind of in in this 5 minutes, you build on that story, right? You don't even have 5 minutes. You have your 2 minutes of introduction, which you've already done. I saw your conclusion is also great. That, but maybe 1.5 minute, let's say 1.5 minute, 3 minutes of introduction and conclusion, and you only have 3 minutes to talk about your main conflict, your main story. So again, I can just say that you can think about any time where any story which involves you, maybe somebody else, maybe some friends, maybe a coach, maybe a parent, where you felt that you were not able to express your true thought or your feeling, or you were not able to express your true desire or your insecurity or your passion, or you had to lie because it wasn't acceptable for you to say the truth. So those will be some good stories that will really talk about your speech, which is, I think your speech is about the power of being true to yourself, the power of authenticity. So so these are my points. I want you to think about any of these particular stories and develop that. Your introduction looks good. Your body needs a story and examples, some characters. I need you to develop that, and your conclusion is good. So just focus on the body, all right? So Xander, I am always available for help. If you would like to kind of meet me on Zoom or phone call, or however you want to do it, I'm also on campus. So let's before you go for your speech, if you want to touch base with me, I would love to hear from you. And I'll give you, I'm sure everybody has my number. I'll give you my number as well. So you can call me up and discuss, and you have a little bit of a draft. I can again review it with you. All right. So thank you. And I look forward to hearing from you.